Hey guys, today I am going to be showing how to install the Tritium buttons on the Scarab 2 Gen 3. So really all you're going to need for this is a T8 and a driver, and then I'm going to put a little oil underneath the button. I use graphene oil, but you can kind of use whatever you want, whatever you have on hand. I use the OTF graphene oil. I find it works pretty good under the button and it dries out, so it's more of a dry lube than anything. But under the button, you don't really need to worry about the tolerances as much as you do on the inside. That'll affect the lockup and attracting dirt and oil and grease and everything. So it's you can kind of use whatever you want under the button. Like I said, I kind of prefer to use the dry lube, so it's just the one lube kind of common to the entire knife. So I can use it on the internals, I can use it on the outsides, but if you want to mix and match, you can do that too. So you take all the body screws out, make sure the blade is off track, sliding freely, and then just light pressure on the button so it doesn't fly out. And just wobble the top cover off. So top cover's off, and we're just gonna hinge this open. We're gonna pull the spring out and take the spring, stick it in the new button, and then we can use the graphene oil and just a little dab on each one of the legs. So you don't need a lot, but that'll be plenty. And then if it's a little sticky or whatever, we can always put more on later. So got that, line everything up, hinge it back into place and press it in. We're good. So spring's in there. Everything is all connected. Put the cover back on and make sure that it's sliding. So that is good. And then we're just going to go and stick the screws back in. And then again, as always, when you're tightening these, they are aluminum chassis and they're steel screws, so you don't need to torque these like crazy. And you're welcome to use Loctite or some sort of thread locker if you want, but really you just want to go really lightly finger tight. You don't want to crank down on these. If you do, you could strip the body, then you'll have to send the whole knife into Microtech. And they may or may not warranty that, seeing as it's user error at that point, right? So just nice and easy with the tightness. A lot of the times I won't even do this with a driver, so I'll just use the bit bare, and about as tight as you can turn it with just using your two fingers on the bit itself is about as tight as you need. They're not really going to go anywhere, they're not going to come out, so there's nothing really to worry about there. So screws are all back in and snug. We'll pull this out to lock it out, and we're good. And then if you feel like you need it, you can always add a little bit of oil in this groove right here, you can see, and then on the other side. So that's only if you feel like you need it or if you want to. Those are good oil points for just keeping the points lubricated where there's going to be sliding friction on the knife. So now you can see everything's installed, working good. You can see the Tritium buttons in there, and that is it. So I'm gonna put the link in there, probably in the top like pinned comment or whatever, and then I'll have it in the description too. So if you're interested, feel free to check them out. But yeah, that's the install.